of Let's Talk About It. So my name is Grisel.
I'm Valerie. And we'll be your host for today. So in this series that we just started, we're hoping to discuss some topics that are very close to our hearts as youth, and we hope that you like it.
So today, in line with Valentine's Day, we'll be talking about friendship.
Yay! Happy Valentine's Day!
Happy Valentine's Day! Woo!
Okay, so to start, Grisel, who are your best friends?
I actually have quite a number of best friends, like from primary school, from secondary school, from poly, and even my cell sisters. Yeah. And I can't pick one.
Yeah! Okay, yeah, I guess like me too. I also have like a lot of friends, and a lot of them are very, very close to me. But if I had to pick, I would say like my primary school best friend, because even though we see each other like once or twice a year, we used to like call every day when we were like studying for O's. So it was great, and she's someone that I can talk to about everything. Let me insert a pic of her here.
If I had to pick, it would be my current close friend from poly, and we are like close geographically and emotionally, yeah, because she lives really near me. Yeah, and we're really close.
For me, like, the first step that I usually take to making friends, right, is like talking about certain common topics that we can. So, you know, when I'm like going to a new school or a new environment, right, I think honestly it's not a very good thing, but I love to gossip first. Because you know, when you gossip, right, then it captures everyone's attention. But of course you shouldn't like gossip about like very bad stuff. You can talk about the teachers and like
No.
the tea that you heard about like the school beforehand, you know. And then I think that's firstly a very good way to make friends. And to like, how I got close to my current friends is like through sending them things on like Instagram and TikTok, because that's what a lot of us use, and that makes them feel that I think about them, you know. And if they send it to me, I also feel very like loved, because they were like think about me. So that's how I get close to them, yeah.
For me, the way I make friends is, I guess to like take the initiative to like say hi. Like for example, like in class, you know, you would have like a desk mate or like someone who sits like really close to you. So you just like, naturally I think you want to like make conversation and get to know them. So you just ask them about what are their interests, and you know, just like strike out a conversation, ask them if they've eaten or something. Yeah, and how I get close to my current friends, I think like you, I think nowadays a lot of people send TikTok to each other and like relate more to those TikToks and memes, and you know, laugh at the same things. I think how I got close to my church, my cell sisters, is through like video calls, because like especially during circuit breaker, which was also like the period leading up to my O levels. So we had like that period in common, and like we had this similar struggle. So we decided to like go through it together and like bond through video calls, because we also can't meet because of COVID.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's nice. Okay.
Like, I think you need to be real with one another and like really talk through your problems and be like transparent to them. And I think sometimes in certain friendships, like you're waiting for that person to open up first, but I think it's I think you'll be appreciated if you would like take the initiative to open up to them. I think they would really like see that, oh, okay, you know, she trusts me. I will like tell my problems to her as well, or him. Yeah, and I think it's a natural thing. Yeah, and yeah, I guess it takes time lah. Like you can't immediately get into like a really deep friendship immediately. Like when you start to know them, it takes time, and you have to like communicate with one another and talk through your problems. Yeah.
I think for me, one way that I personally do, like one thing I personally do to like make my friendships last, is to spend like quality time with my friends. I mean, it's not like my love language or anything, but I think that spending time with people is like the best way to like connect with them, especially like because, you know, we're humans and we need like interaction and stuff. So I think even if that friendship might be starting to get awkward, right, it's important for us to take the first step to like text them like, oh, do you want to go for lunch and stuff like that. Like we can just set aside like 1 hour or 2 hours and it's fine, you know, like it doesn't have to be, you don't have to meet them every month or everything or anything. Yeah, so I think that's important and like a good way to keep friendships like for a long time. Yeah, and also I guess you can also text them during special occasions like their birthday, and so they feel like they're being thought of. Yeah. Yeah, so for me it was like in 2019 in Sec 2. So I felt with someone who was in my Sec 2 clique, and that friend was like the only one who was in my Sec 2 class. Everyone else was like in different classes. So because we were in the same clique, so naturally we would group together for like music and those kind of stuff, right? Then when we fell out, it was like very awkward because both of us wanted to like change groups, and I felt like left out because in class we also had our own clique, like both of us were in like a bigger group of friends, and that's why I just personally felt very left out by everybody. But I know it was like a meeting because I just wanted to like distance myself from that friend. But I think the way that like I overcame that, and the way that I didn't feel so lonely was like to pray, because during that period of time we were also like having Camp Alive and like 40 days of fasting. So I managed to like pray a lot, and I decided to like commit my friendship to God. Maybe God didn't want me to like be close to that friend or something, so I just asked him to like show me new friends, or like, you know, if I was like destined to be alone, I was like, I would accept it. So yeah, but anyways, God was like good, and he sent me like another group of friends who accompanied me for the rest of Sec 2, and I'm very grateful for them because without them I would have been like very lonely. Yeah.
I think for me, it was also when I was Sec 2. Like in 2018, I had this like really close friend, and we would like spend recess together and everything, and like I'll share with her like about my problems and everything, and we shared like similar interests as well. But I think like out of a sudden, she just started to ghost me and like just completely distanced herself away from me. And how I found out was like not physically like through her, but it was also like it was through Instagram. Like she removed me or like blocked me from a spam, which is kind of like a big deal, I guess. Yeah, so so we had like a fallout after that, and I really couldn't understand like why she like stopped being my friend and everything. And even like I asked for the reason, and the reason it didn't make sense to me. So yeah, but then like a few months down the road we met up again, like during this concert, because we had a mutual friend. So yeah, and I guess we were like okay and everything, but I think a few months after that, like their friendship didn't work out either, and we had another fallout again. Yeah, so I was like, okay God, I'm not gonna like hold on so tightly like how I did the first time we had a fallout. So if this friendship isn't for me, then just help me let go of it. And yeah, so I actually eventually managed to let it go and get closer to those friends like around me and those I already had, instead of like wanting to keep on focusing on a friend that I lost and trying to like repair the friendship, because it wouldn't work out. It takes two hands to clap. So if she didn't want to like repair the friendship, then there was also like no point in me really trying. So I decided to just let go of that one friend, and I still have many other friends that still support me. Especially in a big group, like jealousy is inevitable. Or like if there's an odd number in your friend group, like there's definitely bound to be people within the group that's like closer to one another, because you can't exactly be close to everyone, right? Yeah, but I think one way of handling that jealousy is that you must know like your place and your worth in like that friendship. Because personally, I do have like a few friend groups that, you know, I see like two of them are like closer to one another, and I'm like, oh okay, like, you know, they have like their own inside jokes, but I understand that, you know, I'm still important to them, and like I still have a place in this friendship, so I don't feel like too left out. And yeah, sometimes it's like hard to handle and everything, but I think when they still include you when they can, or like as much as they can, and they think about you as much as they can, that's when like you shouldn't really feel too jealous, because like, yeah, they still think of you, you're still like their precious friend. So yeah.
I think like whenever we feel jealous, right, our friends don't intend to like leave us out, you know, like that's what happens most of the time lah. So even, yeah, I agree that in cliques, right, even if it's like even number, there are probably like pairs or like, you know, trios that are like closer to each other than like the rest, and so it's like inevitable that we feel jealous sometimes, but it's important that we don't act on it, because when we act on it, right, like it's like kind of irrational sometimes. And I think the best way to really like deal with it, right, is to talk it out with our friends. If we really feel very left out, we can just like tell them, you know, like, oh, you know, I just feel like I don't like belong here because you guys are like not including me. Then maybe your friends can like share with you their point of views. Maybe it's not the same. So if you guys like can talk it out, and you might clear misunderstanding.
Yeah, maybe they're not aware that they're leaving you out.
Yeah. I think like the ups in friendship is definitely that our friends like keep us company, because when you have friends, then you don't feel like you're alone, and as human beings we need interaction with other people. So our friends are there to like create memories with us and to like listen to us when we're like down, or like to help us when we're in need also. Otherwise, like, yeah, we'll be very lonely, you know, and especially if we're like single. Yeah. I don't know. Okay, yeah, so I think the downs in friendships is that like sometimes we will have disputes because not everyone will agree on like everything, but so you can't find someone that is like perfect, you know. There's no such thing as like the perfect friend. You're bound to like disagree with like that friend on like something like occasionally, even if it's like just once in like a lifetime. So I think that during those downs, it's important that we don't like just let it go so easily, and it's important that we talk it out with our friends to like overcome those difficulties. Yeah.
To me, I think there's definitely more ups to downs in like friendships, and especially like my own friendships, because we do spend a lot of time together and we get a lot of good energy from one another. And as well as especially like myself sisters, like we have like one common goal and one common like belief, so it's much easier to get along, I think. But there's definitely gonna be like disagreements here and there. It's really inevitable because we are all different and we have like different opinions and everything. And I think what's important is that you don't focus too much on those like negative things. If not, you can start to get really petty and like fallout can happen. But I think it's really important to like focus on the good things and, you know, like focus on the common ground and really talk to your problems. And yeah, and I would really love to disagree that there's no perfect friend, because our perfect friend is Jesus. Yes.
I think like to all of you who are like maybe facing like friendship problems now, I think it's important that first of all you pray and like you talk to your friends about it also. Even if you don't have the courage, it's still important for like your mental health, because if you don't talk it out with your friends, right, then you'll just like keep thinking about it and there'll be like no end to it. Sometimes you might like think about like, you might overthink, and it's really not good because your friends probably don't even really like hate you, or like they don't even mean to hurt you to that extent. So I think you really need to talk it out with your friends. And also I hope that you don't be too affected by it, because like friends, even though they're important in our lives, they shouldn't be like the ones who like, I don't know, like bring us down and like affect our mental health. So you need to know where to like draw the line, and if those friends are really not healthy for you, then you need to like, I guess, say like you know,
Drift away.
or like not really cut them off now, but just keep a distance.
Yeah, keep it distance. I draw the line.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that friendship problems are really like inevitable. But I think if you really want to make that friendship last, it's good that you talk to your problems. Of course, like some people don't really like confrontation. But I think it's like really important if you want to keep that friendship growing and you really care for that person. I think it's really good that you talk to all your problems. Yeah.
Thank you for watching this episode of Let's Talk About It.
We hope that you enjoyed it, and make sure to stay tuned for the next episode of Let's Talk About It.
Yeah.